Alright, hello fun and welcome back to my Fallout 4 Mod Spotlight series, where today we are having a look at the Capital Wasteland Workshop Pack, which is being released by users HCGX Grill and the Fried Turkey. And what this glorious little piece of work looks to add into the game is an amazing amount of cool new workshop items based off of Fallout 3, which of course is being made for the Capital Wasteland project, and oh my, it's amazing. Look at all of the things that we get. In fact, there are around 200 new workshop items for you to play with in this mod, and they are pretty darn cool. Though I do want to mention right off the bat, there are some oddities and a few things are a bit wonky at the moment, as this is the first release, and in fact there are a couple of glitches we'll be mentioning as we go through things, but all in all, it's, even with the glitches, well worth it, as this stuff is pretty darn cool. So let's of course head into the workshop mode and head on down to our new category for Capital Wasteland. And I'm happy about this because you don't have to dig through all the other categories to find this stuff, as in here we then get our own breakdowns for structures, furniture, decoration, power, and vendors. Now let's start in the structures category with parts to build your very own Tenpenny Tower. And in here you'll find everything from pillars to walls to door frames, window frames, corners, floors, foundations, ceilings, rooftops even, as well as railings and stairwells for you to build, like I said, your own Tenpenny Tower. And this stuff is pretty darn cool. I love the look of it, as on the interior you do have that sort of old kind of grimy look to things, but on the exterior, you know, it does actually have that sort of classical look to it, which is pretty darn awesome. And the roof as well is quite cool, as you can actually make your own functional multi-level building with this stuff. Now, as for glitch and wonkiness wise, as you can see with the roofs, they are not quite matching up, but that should hopefully be an easy fix for them. Again, around 200 parts, and first release, I can forgive that. That's hopefully just an easy fix. But yes, quite cool to have all these parts. We then have the next category so that we can build our very own Underworld, which all the parts, frankly, are more or less the same as the Tenpenny Tower stuff. They just have different, more dark marble texturing to them, but still quite cool, and I love the foundations and floors here. But yes, again, we have a variety of walls, door frames, window frames, corners, floors, foundations, ceilings, rooftops, different railings, and of course, stairwells to make this beautiful building too. And yeah, like I said, just again, it's just more of a darker textures, though rather than the grimy walls, we have like a dark marble there, which is quite cool. And again, love these floors. Now, on the kind of wonkiness with this, some of the connection points for snapping to pieces are a bit off. As you can see here, they're kind of snapping a bit forward. That's why it's actually recommended by the mod makers for right now to use the Place Everywhere mod, as some of the things either don't snap quite right yet, and some don't have snap points. There are a few items I encountered that didn't have proper snaps to them, but again, first version, hopefully all will be fixed. Now, the next parts that we have is some generic concrete items. Now, I've got these over here, and we only have 3. We have a concrete stairwell, a concrete floor, and a concrete foundation. Now, all of these do have the proper snaps, so no need to worry there, and work out quite nicely. Just some nice little generic concrete bits. We then have countertops for anyone wanting to design a nice kitchen, and it starts with 2 different countertop ends, for one for either side, then a midsection there, and then finally one with a sink. And as you can see there, a nice sort of dark speckled marble, it would appear. Very cool. Now the next is a curved desk slash counter, where we have a left side, a mid side, and a right side, and then 2 flaps, which are actually the connectors. You cannot take one of these curved ends and connect it to the mid end or another curved end. Oh, actually, that did work. Never mind, you can only just not connect the mid ends and curved ends. That I did test earlier. I didn't try curved on a curve. Nice, nice. As the sort of point seems to be to connect them with these flaps, as you have either a 1 wide or a 2 wide flap to go to, and these do connect quite nicely to all sides. And as an extra little bonus that I'll show off later once I'm out of the workshop mode, they do open, so they are functional flaps, which is pretty cool. Now then we have the door category, which is, you know, just sort of simple here, as you have 2 different doors, which the only difference between the two seems to be what end the hinges and doorknobs are on, but hey, options. And then after that, the final one, which is a category all of its own, miscellaneous, we have this large freaking awning, which is pretty great. As you can see it back there, it is cool looking and can make a nice little walkway between buildings or something along those lines. Now, next, we have the furniture category, and oh my, we got a lot of furniture. And the first category is special, where the main item here is the security desk, which is a pretty cool little item. It does, of course, require a settler to function, but it will provide some defense, which is always nice to have. Now, here's another glitch. There is another item that's meant to be in here, and that is this guy back here, the bar. But I found in my testing so far that once I place a bar, it seems to disappear from in here. I don't know why, but it does. But yes, there's a bar as well, and when you place it down, this wonderful Shakes the Robot automatically spawns to tend the bar. Now, he isn't a vendor or anything like that. You click him and he basically opens his inventory for you to take anything you'd like. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I love it. And as you can see here, it's with the sort of older Fallout 3 style texturing on that Protectron, which is awesome. But yeah, I love the bar. Just weird that it seems to disappear from the special category once you build it. Hopefully that does get fixed. Now, next is chairs, and oh my, there's a lot of chairs. As you can see, we have a number of different styles of chair that each come in a number of different color variations, which is pretty cool. So you can really get exactly the sort of style you're going for in your particular home/settlement, as you've just got loads of different options. As you can see here, we've got dining chairs, benches, and even ottomans up in this, and with really all the colors. Well, I wouldn't say all, but most of the colors you could desire. It's pretty darn cool. Now, after that, we have tables. Not quite as many things in the table category, but we do have a fair number of different, oh, and here we go, this is a better angle right here, of different dining tables, little end tables, a little pillar, which is quite fun, another round table, some more dining tables, and then just a generic table. But still, always nice for more furniture. Now after that, we have miscellaneous, where as you can see, we have a couple of different bathtubs in different states of grime, where it's either really dirty, kinda dirty, or quite clean. We then have a broken lamppost base right there, and 2 different metal toilets for, you know, again, sort of a grimy or clean version. And finally, a mirror, which does have a reflection, but as per most reflections in this game, it's not of what you're actually reflecting, it's just a generic thing. But hey, cool nonetheless. After that, we have the containers category, which is another smaller one of these guys right over here, where we've got a small little desk, another little desk, a toolbox, a trunk, which I think is my favorite of these, another style of trunk, and finally, a wardrobe. My second favorite of them. Another good one. And then after that, oh boy, we've got beds. Oh my, do we have beds. Look at all of the beds. Again, it's mostly a couple of different styles of bed in a variety of colors. We've got sort of a clean blank bed, a dirty blank one, a number of different colors of this sort of full bed here. And then, of course, we've got the sort of double/queen, whatever that's supposed to be. And again, another number of different colors and even an interesting sort of camo-ish texture? I'm not really sure what that's supposed to be, but there you go. And finally, a sort of vaulty type of bed, very rusty. And then that's it for furniture, so moving on to decoration, where, oh boy, on the wall, we've got some good stuff, starting with a number of new mounted heads, where we've got the Dukov's mounted Brahmin heads. Then, of course, a feral ghoul mounted gecko, a glowing one, which does, in fact, actually glow and produce light, and a mounted mole rat. Then, after that, we've got some floor items over here, where we've got a gecko rug, a hula girl, which we can see over here, a large mole rat statue, a number of different mannequins in different states of brokenness, a megaton statue if you wish to worship Adam, I guess, a mole rat rug over there, and then a series of various other rugs for you to use, and then a small feral ghoul statue, small mole rat statue, and a cute little teddy bear. There you go. Now then, moving on, we've got paintings, and quite a few. Most of them are in this first Wasteland category, where we've got a number of different cool paintings of different parts of the Capital Wasteland, which is pretty awesome. You can see all of them right there. My personal favorite being, of course, Liberty Prime. Yay, good times. We then have a Megaton one, which sadly only has 3. I would have hoped for a few more in there. And then finally, we've got miscellaneous paintings, where we've got Dave, Dukov, Teddy Bear, and of course, a portrait. Good times. Now then, after paintings, we've got the miscellaneous category, where we've got a jarred ghoul head, and then 2 different vault speakers, which you can place on your walls. There you go. Or, oh no, not the floor, actually, just the walls. Excellent. And then finally, or no, not finally, vendors is finally, power. We've got some fun lights if we head on back over this way. The first one being the erotic lamp, which is weird, but actually does provide a fair amount of light. We then have 2 different lampposts, one being bent, one being nice and straight there. Excellent. We then have a nice wall sconce, but my personal favorite of the lighting is the flame sconce, because 1, it doesn't require electricity and produces a lot of light, and 2, it's fire, and that's just fun. And then after that, we have 1 singular generator of a vault transformer, which is pretty cool and will provide 25 power for your settlements. And then finally, we have the miscellaneous stuff in this category, where we do have a security camera, which, as you can see there, does functionally move back and forth. I kind of wish that this provided defense. It would make sense. It's a security camera. Why not give you like 1 point of defense? That might be kind of cool. And then we have a switch. And now, finally, we have the vendor category, where technically we have 3, but really there's 4 different vendors for you to use. And this is my, I don't want to say complaint, but my biggest sort of critique of this so far is these are the 3 levels of the clinic trader here, where we've got the first aid station, the clinic, and the surgery center, each of which is, you know, increasing tiers, but they all look exactly the same. I really wish that there was some, difference between them, much like with the vanilla ones. The vanilla ones do change and get cooler as they go by. Not much, but somewhat. And it's the same deal, of course, with the clothing vendor. We've got the clothing stand, clothing shop, and clothing emporium, and are all identical. And then, of course, over in the traders, we have 2 different traders in this one category. The first being the diner, which is 1 singular thing all on its own. A Cafe Beaumont right there. Very cool. And then we have the trading station for Boutique Le Chic, a trading shop for the same, and of course the trading emporium. I guess it's, again, because they are based off of the Fallout 3 things of Boutique Le Chic, so they want it to look the same, but I'd still prefer some sort of uniqueness to these various things. It would just make more sense to me, just because they do all look the same. But yes, that's really my only major critique for it, besides a few small texture issues, and like I said, a few different snapping issues, which hopefully will be fixed, because, well, yeah, once more, this is the first release of this particular mod, so things will be changed and upgraded as it moves along. But yes, we've got some pretty cool stuff here that I absolutely love. The idea of making my own Tenpenny Tower is just pretty cool. There's some great parts, loads of beautiful furniture. I absolutely love the bar. I just wish it wasn't glitched out, at least for the construction. You got a cool little robot that goes with it of shakes, and just a ton of fun items. But yes, that is really it for this episode. Just a lot of fun, cool items for you to mess around with for the upcoming Capital Wasteland project that I can't wait to see as more mods for Fallout 4 come out for this. It's just making me more excited for it. So hopefully you all have enjoyed. If you would like to check out the mod for yourself, you can take a look at the link in the description as per usual. But that is going to be it for today, my friends. I hope you all have enjoyed and that you do come back for the next. But until that time, thank you for watching. And as always, have a good one.